What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. So Errol Spence's biggest supporter, Ray Jackson, attacks Terence Crawford after Terence Crawford took to X to respond to Errol Spence blaming his loss or getting hit with so many jabs on his cataracts. He says because of cataracts, that's why he got hit with so many jabs by Terence Crawford, which makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, that's what Earl wanted to say, but this is what Errol Spence fans are saying. Ray Jackson is one of the biggest Earl sexuals you will ever meet. And Ray Jackson took to Twitter to blast Terence Crawford. He says, give Spence 2 eyes and he smokes you. Pretty much what he's saying is Spence only fought Terence Crawford with 1 eye, according to Errol Spence Jr. fans. Let's read some of these other comments. He's responding to Terence Crawford. He says, none needed. You said everything in a ring, champ. LOL. You mean to tell me his team and his doctor knew he had a cataract? Let him go a full camp of sparring and cleared him to fight? F out of here. He wasn't weight draining, nothing was wrong with that eye except what you did to it. I'm over here focusing on Ray Jackson comment. When that comment right there from Alex Amos needs to be pinned and be the center of everything I'm supposed to be saying. But, yeah, the cataract excuse is nonsense. If he really had cataracts, why would they let him spar? Why would they clear him to fight? Are you telling me the boxing doctors failed Errol Spence? They allow Errol Spence to fight knowing he couldn't see out of one of his eyes. I don't even know if it's the right or the left. It might be his right eye. He couldn't see out of his right eye. Is that what people are telling us? Let me read this other comment from a lot of change. He says Spence said how his injury affected him, and then you should get Fighter of the Year. What is this guy trying to say? Oh, I see what he's trying to say. He's saying Spence saying that you're Fighter of the Year, but in him saying that, he's also saying, even though I say you're a Fighter of the Year, but I was injured going into that fight. So this guy I think it's funny that Earl is contradicting himself. So pretty much he's laughing at Earl, saying, you're saying that Terence Crawford is Fighter of the Year, but in the same breath you're saying you wasn't at your best. So why should we give him Fighter of the Year if you wasn't at your best? So Earl does contradict himself. In that form, he does How can you say Bud is the Fighter of the Year and then say Bud only beat you because you had eye problems? That don't make no sense. That makes absolutely no sense, and I think Spence need to think before he tweets, because every time he tweets, he embarrasses himself, and it's getting ridiculous. He needs to think before he tweets. Like I said before, he needs to think before he tweets, because the more he keeps doing this, the more people won't take him serious anymore. Because how can you say that in the same breath say Crawford should be, you're vouching for Crawford to be considered pound for pound the best fighter in the world, win Fighter of the Year from beating you, but in the same breath, you're screaming you wasn't 100% when you fought Terence Crawford. So how can people give Terence Crawford credit if you're taking credit away from him? How can people give Terence Crawford credit if Errol himself is taking credit? That's being a hypocrite, guys. If you sit down and think about it for a second. You want me to give somebody credit, but you're the mean corporate. You're the person. You're the reason why we should give him credit, but you're also the reason why we shouldn't give him credit. You can't be both. You can't have it both ways. You're the reason we should give him credit because you're a pound-for-pound talent and he beat you. But you're also the reason why we shouldn't give him credit because you're saying you wasn't 100%. So, you can't make this stuff up. So which one is it, Errol Spence? Was you 100% or not, and we can give Terence Crawford full credit? Or was you not 100%, and we shouldn't give Terence Crawford full credit? This is what I'm trying to understand. Which one is it, Earl? 100%, not 100%. I'm not sure what Errol Spence is trying to get at, but Ray Jackson is feeding off of what Errol Spence said by taking the X and saying what Errol Spence is saying is true. If Errol Spence had two eyes, he would stop Terence Crawford. So he's saying Errol Spence only had one eye. This is the only reason Errol Spence lost the fight. This is what Errol Spence fanboys was waiting for. They've been in hiding for 6 months. Well, majority of them. Some of them still been out here coming up with new excuses every day. But majority of them, the entire pack, they was hiding. They're literally creeping out today. When the ringleader speaks, they all creeped out of their little holes they was hiding in. They're finally showing face. Hey, look. See? We were right. That wasn't Errol Spence that fought Terence Crawford. Something was wrong with him. But guess what? Even though you said something was wrong with him, you got to question yourself now because everything you said was the opposite of what Errol Spence said. You guys said a million things was wrong with Spence, and all Spence said, it was the eye. So now you got to question what you believe and where you get your facts from. And why would you come up with stuff like that when the guy you're making that shit up for is telling the public the opposite? Anyway, it's your boy No Credit. I'm out.